Hi, I'm Cheryl, and today we're going to be replacing the thermal cutoff in a Maytag gas dryer. You may need to replace the thermal cutoff if there's no heat in the dryer. This repair should only take about 20-25 minutes. For this repair, we're only going to need 4 tools: a stiff putty knife, 5/16 nut driver, flathead screwdriver, and a 1/4 inch nut driver. If you don't already have a new thermal cutoff, they are available for purchase on our website. Before repairing your gas dryer, make sure to turn the gas off and unplug it. To start this repair, we are going to need to flip the top back, so make sure you have a wall to lean it against or something to support it from the back. We'll start by depressing the 2 clips that are at the front of the dryer with our stiff putty knife. Next, we can disconnect the door switch. Take your flathead screwdriver, lift up on the tab, start pulling those apart. Next, we need to remove the 2 screws at the front holding on the front panel. We'll take our 5/16 nut driver to remove those. To remove the front panel, simply lift up and pull back and set it to the side. Next, we're going to need to disconnect the 2 wire terminals at the moisture sensors here. We'll just pull those off. Next, we'll remove the bulkhead. In order to do that, we need to loosen the top 2 screws and then remove the 4 bottom screws. We'll do that. In order to remove the front of the bulkhead, we're going to need to lift up on the front so these keyed nuts are released. Then just push back on the drum a bit. There is a wheel at the bottom of the bulkhead that needs to be released. And we can set this to the side. Next, we're going to need to release the tension on the belt in order to get the drum out. In order to do this, we need to reach behind the motor and feel for the idler pulley. Alright, so I'm just going to take off my gloves so I can make sure I have a good feel for what's going on back there. So we're going to reach back, find that pulley. We're going to push the pulley to the right to release some tension so we can get the belt off the motor. And that'll release the tension so we can get the drum out. And now we can lift up on the drum by the belt and take it out and set it to the side. Here we have the thermal cutoff right below the high limit thermostat. Whenever you are replacing the thermal cutoff, it is good practice to also replace the high limit thermostat at the same time. If this has gone bad, so has the high limit thermostat most of the time. So in order to remove this, first we have to start by removing the wires. If they're on there too tight, you can use your flathead screwdriver to help pry that off. There we go. And there's a 1/4 inch nut holding on the thermal cutoff that we can just use our nut driver to remove. And then we can slide the tab out of the burner assembly. Now we can place our new thermal cutoff. Start by sliding in that tab on the left, lining up that hole on the right, and screwing in that nut. And then simply reconnect those wires. Now we can replace the drum by lifting up on the belt and placing it back in the dryer. Make sure that the belt is about 3/4 of the way back on the drum and that the rib side is facing the drum. And now we can rehook up the belt to the idler pulley and the motor. We'll need to reach back underneath We're going to lace the belt through the bottom of the idler pulley and push the idler pulley to the right and loop it around the motor. And then give it a spin to make sure it's all lined up. Next, we can replace the front of the bulkhead. We could start by lining up the exhaust on the bottom. Push the drum back. It has to sit on the support rollers. And then just lift the bulkhead onto the keyed holes. There we go. And we can start screwing in the screws that we removed. And now we can reconnect the wires. Black on the bottom, yellow on top. Now we're ready to replace the front panel. So we'll just line that up. Has to go on those bottom hooks. Lift slightly up and push in those hooks. Rescrew in the front panel screws. There we go. Reconnect the door switch. Now we can close the lid. You may just need to push in the tabs a little bit. And then you can push the top down. Not too hard, right? Here's a quick recap. All of our OEM parts and tools are available for purchase on our website. Check them out, along with our social media sites here.